No one knew what caused it, an after effect of the time of troubles, when the gods walked the lands. Or perhaps the spell plague had infected it. All they knew was something was dreadfully wrong with Silvery Moon's mythal. The magical defenses had protected the city for centuries, repelling all manner of monsters and preventing destructive magics from being cast within the city's borders. Near the gap across the river Ralvin, where the moon bridge ought to have stood, a cluster of mages gathered. Some wore the uniforms of the elite spell guard, others robes and badges of their office on the High Council, and none agreed what could be done. The bridge had failed the previous week with the dark of the moon, bringing even more of those dreaded portals and raids from across the plains. Mystra is gone! We've lost the god's favor! We should leave before they send something even worse than that dragon! We can't abandon the city. Evacuating the Vault of the Sages alone would take decades, if not centuries. We can't leave it for looters or just to rot. The arguments grew more and more heated as the evening went on. Stepping out of the shadows, a tiefling woman approached the harried group. Her robes were neatly pressed, and her heels rang out as she walked confidently along the cobbles. It sounds like you could use some help, Lord Arasume. The High Lord glanced up, startled, waving off the advisor who was urging him to call on the other cities for aid. His eyes darted over the stranger's form, hesitating on her curling ram's horns. I don't believe we've been introduced. This is a private discussion. You had better be on your way. The city is no longer safe at night. He gestured for one of the guards to step up and escort the woman away. The tiefling sidestepped the guard neatly and continued as if she hadn't been interrupted. My name is Administrant Oriana, and I run an organization which can help heal the mythal. One of the mages scoffed. For a price, I imagine. Send her on her way, sir. Naturally, nothing is ever free in this world. But, if you don't let us help you, the city will fall in a fortnight. Please, let me give a little demonstration of what we can do for you. She gestured to a small portal glowing among the trees nearby. They reluctantly let her approach it, grumbling under their breath, until the lord of the city silenced them. The tiefling examined the portal, checking a device on her wrist that the mages had mistaken for a simple bracer. Twisting one of the dials, and pressing a certain sequence of buttons, a loud humming began to emanate from the portal before, suddenly, it vanished without a trace. Who the hell are you? How did you do that? Oriana smirked, knowing she'd won. I told you. I'm Administrant Oriana, and I'll help you with the mythal. In exchange, I'll need some space on the south bank. Quite a bit of it, actually. What the devil for? One of the mages interrupted. My organization's new headquarters, of course. Silvery Moon will make a wonderful new home for the Administration for Planar Temporal Analysis and Protection. It is a lovely summer day in the city of Silvery Moon. Silvery Moon, as you may know, is a primarily elven city, and it is in the north of Faerun. Now, I don't really know if any of you know each other yet, but you all work for what's called the Administration for Planar Temporal Analysis and Protection. Lots of people call it
APTAP.
I was going for time cops, but okay. At APTAP, you guys fill a variety of roles, and they do appreciate all the hard work that everyone does for them, and they wanted to show their appreciation through an annual company picnic.
I hate it. I absolutely hate team building exercises.
I love team building exercises. God, I'm so psyched.
let's do some character introductions, giving a little bit of information about our characters to our viewers at home.
That sounds lame. Just like this company picnic.
We're going basically seniority, and I'm giving you the most seniority even though you haven't been here the longest, and I'll explain why later.
Chaz is very fun to look at for a number of reasons. First being that he's a drow, but that's not important. Second being that he has sky blue hair.
Love it. Love that.
He is not the tallest character that I've played. He's a short king. I'll say he's 5'5". Because he's a drow, he has to have this giant floppy sun hat to keep himself safe from the sun. And I would say he's wearing pretty normal clothes, except for one of his boots a little shinier than the other from the knee down, because it's not actually a boot. He's got no leg there.
It's a prosthetic. I've been meaning to throw this at you. How does the descriptor pastel goth hit you? No?
The thing about Chaz is that, like, the word goth, like, immediately, like, drops his hit points to 0, and he just dies immediately on the spot. He's like, no. Yeah, so he is and he's got, like, lavender nails, like, he paints his nails, and he's very pastel, and very sunny. Like, his personality is very sunny, which is kind of ironic, considering.
Let's talk a little bit about what Chaz does at APTAP, and how he got here. What brings a drow from the Underdark to Silvery Moon?
So what brings any drow to the surface? Obviously, it sucked down there. So he's like, hey, peace out, and for APTAP, he is their artificer. Specifically, their armor. He specializes in making armor and protecting people. He's all about that jazz.
Fantastic. The camera pans over to the boy.
Oh no. All right, the boy. What do I say about the boy? He's tall. He's a high elf, standing around like 6'2". He has spent most of his life indoors, and as a result, he's a little bit pale. Dark hair, honey gold eyes, almost, I think we can say, supernaturally beautiful. Like that's a fair description. Like supernaturally pretty. Like someone made some sort of deal with a demon. One can only assume. He's got kind of like a swimmer's body, like lean but very defined. At the moment, are we in armor or are we just like...
No, you're at a company picnic.
Yeah, okay, so we're not in armor. So he just wears whatever people give him, which is usually like simple, like white shirts, like, you know, black trousers, nothing flashy. He doesn't need to have nice clothes to be stunning.
So he looks like James Dean, is what you're telling me.
A little bit. He could wear a potato sack full of holes and still be the most beautiful person in the room. Which is good because that is pretty much, at the moment, his only redeeming quality. His int is 6. His base int score is 6.
Oh no.
He is a fighter. He's going to be the tank this season.
We love a big dumb boy. All right, and the camera pans over to the intern.
The intern, whose official name is Gwynedd Battlestar, but everybody calls him Gwen. He's trying to get people to call him Gwynedd, but it doesn't seem to work every time. He's like, he's gonna introduce himself that way to everybody. Like, I'm Gwynedd Battlestar. Oh, Gwen, how's it going? No, it's not Gwen. He is a very mousy 5'5" half elf. So he's just, you look at him and you're just like, that is a shrimp. That is a little shrimp. He does not look like he could stand up in a battle, and that's true. He can't. He was at the University of Silvery Moon, and he saw this opening, and he was like, I could use a summer job to, like, help out with my tuition fees. This sounds great. So he signed up, and it's going so well so far. He's a wizard, so he's, like I said, he's little, you know, you could just, like, blow on him, and he falls over.
All right, so we'll keep him away from fans.
Yep.
So I kind of headcanon it that his advisors kind of made him get a job because they wanted to get him out from underfoot at the university for like at least an hour or two a week.
I would say that he's like, because he lived for a very long time with his father, who was very like protective and like sheltered him, and he finally convinced him to let him go to university, and it's been like the best thing. But he's not super like self-aware about danger or like bad situations, and so like I feel like everybody kind of looks at him and is like, we should probably stop him from doing that because he's gonna hurt himself.
And Amber's streak of characters not quite as bright as they should be continues.
He's very smart. It's just not good at figuring out if this is a dangerous situation.
I was low int.
Setting the scene, we are outdoors on this lovely summer afternoon in Silvery Moon, and the picnic is going to be taking place in the courtyard, which is a place that you guys will frequently go to just to relax and interact with people if you so desire. If you're a loner, totally get that. But it's also just a calm place compared to some of the training cells or busy laboratory rooms that the intern has been banned from after the explosions.
Not cool.
Let's be fair, he is not the only one who's been banned from the laboratory.
Yeah, that was a very ill-advised decision to put Sarathiel in a lab.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody really thought that one through. There are several trees and shrubs around, and there's little benches underneath, and down towards the main part of the building, because this is the main entry courtyard, there's 4 doors out into the city of Silvery Moon, and then there's a covered colonnade at the back. And near that colonnade are set up a bunch of tables for food, and they've got a couple bards in from the Bardic College nearby, and some of them are good, some of them are not so good.
Oh man. Is one of them playing Wonderwall?
Oh. You guys are... It's not just one of them playing Wonderwall, it's that all of them have played Wonderwall, and you're just kind of sick of it.
Like, one after another? It's like they finish one round of Wonderwall, it just starts back up again.
It's the best song I know.
All 2 chords of it.
I'm gonna say Gwen's really into Wonderwall.
Does he have that basic bitch energy?
Yeah, he does.
Oh.
He 100% does. He's also got kind of a crush on one of the bards for sure. He's hanging on every word. He's he finishes Wonderwall and he's like, "Oh my god, could you do that again though? Because there was that part in the middle. It was just so good."
Chaz tackles him to the ground.
They've played it a lot of times. I think that's enough.
Did you hear the bridge?
I did. Every time.
Those chords. Can I be honest? I don't actually remember most of Wonderwall.
Question is, A, have you all met? B, if you've not, how are you noticing each other? What are we doing around? Are you perusing the food tables, checking out games?
Sarathiel, he really doesn't, voluntarily introduce himself to people that much. He will go where his handler tells him to go and, talk to who his handler tells him to talk to. We should probably talk about his handler. He's got his handler now, right?
It's true. He does have a handler.
For reasons.
Which will be made clear later on. His handler is named Viernan Dwyer. He is a high elf as well. He's also got pale skin. He tends to be more of an academic than anything. He's got the coolest hair that I could come up with, frankly. I can't believe it took me this long to give somebody a queer haircut on our queer podcast.
Frankly insulting.
Right?
This hairstyle has been approved by another bisexual and me, a lesbian, so I'm just putting it out there.
His hair is shaved short on the sides, and he's got a high bun in his dark hair, bright green eyes, and he's very friendly, but also looks just a little tired all the time. And part of that is because he was recently made handler for Sarathiel.
It's just it's a whole basket of cats on its own, honestly.
Babysit 24/7 this dude who has a 6 int. Great.
Sarathiel does not, voluntarily introduce himself to people. He just goes where he's told to go, pretty much. What he's doing, he'd probably be, if he was given free reign, he'd probably just be sitting under a tree, just, enjoying the sun.
Yeah, and I feel like Viernan, he's gotten to know Sarathiel a little bit over the past 30 years.
It's just not a lot of time for elves, yeah.
He kind of lets Sarathiel have a little bit of reins to himself, and I think he wouldn't, stop you if you wanted to introduce yourself to people, or you do know a lot of the people at APTAP because of your situation in particular.
Without going too into details, he's lived here his entire life. But that said, he's on his own, he's not super social, so he'd probably just be chilling under a tree.
Okay.
Gwynedd was told that you should network, and he doesn't quite understand how that one goes about doing that.
Oh no.
So he's been talking to the catering staff, and he thinks they're part of the, APTAP team.
Oh no.
He's been doing that for 5 minutes now.
Oh dear God, I love him already.
So he's over with the catering staff. He's like, "How did you get involved with this? This is so crazy. I didn't even know. I found a flyer off the street. How did you get this job?"
They just gesture to the cake like, how did I get involved in cake decorating? Like, what are you talking about?
It's a really good cake, man. I mean, just like, but like, I know APTAP really like, they like put out all the stops, but no, like, what do you do within the organization?
We bake cake. We don't work here.
They have a whole department for cake baking?
No. We don't work here.
You don't. Oh,
dude, we're just here for the party.
You know what? I wasn't supposed to say anything about what we do. Can you just, nah, I have to go.
Could have just spilled company secrets to the caterer.
He's like bright red as he like rushes away. I feel like he should like run straight into Chaz just because like that's like
That's a good intro too, yeah. Because unlike everybody else, Chaz, he hasn't been there as long as Sarathiel has, but he has been there for quite a long time, so he would know most people. He was probably with a drink watching you like completely fuck that social interaction up and just trying not to smile. Nope, don't laugh, it's very rude, don't do it.
Important question, though. Does Gwen running into Chaz cause him to spill his drink?
By the way, like, I 100% believe this. Like, him running into Chaz means that Gwen just, like, falls flat on his ass. Like, that's how it has to be, because he's not, like, he's got nothing going on
Absolutely.
for him.
So, I guess the thing is going to be a
roll already. Excellent.
Yes. All right, so this is a Dex save.
And it's a 2!
It's a 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
This is gonna go over it's gonna go over both of you.
Okay.
No. Oh no, this is a bad impression.
You slammed into him so hard, you knocked yourself over. He cannot save his drink. It spills all over the front of his lovely outfit, and unfortunately the rest of it hits you in the face.
Oh god. Oh god. I like, get up, like, frantically, get off my ass from where I fell, and I'm like, oh god. I take a handkerchief that I somehow have in my pocket, and I just start patting him, just being like, surely this will solve
Chaz has
the problem.
like 4 more handkerchiefs in his pocket for some reason, because he's just that guy, and he's just like, no, don't worry, I'm more concerned about your face, are you alright?
I'm so sorry, oh god, this has been a very bad day, I'm so sorry, are you okay? I'm fine. My face is mostly fine. It always looks like this. It's okay.
If you will ever let me answer. Can I speak now?
Okay,
great.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad you're fine. I'm fine. It's just a shirt. I can replace it at any time. I have a lot of shirts. Or if you prefer, I could be shirtless. Probably not a good idea. The sun is still out.
You thought that he couldn't turn redder, but he can, it turns out. It turns out that there's another shade of red that he can, a whole new one.
And Chaz is just watching this and just like, oh, what a delicious color.
He's like backing away from you slightly, being like, I am so sorry. I just spilled all of the company secrets to the catering staff. I didn't know they were caterers. It's not my fault. Okay, I'm so sorry. Oh god. He just like sits on the floor.
You're going to have to take some deep breaths. Also, you're going to have to introduce yourself to me before I can calm you down.
It's Gwen. No, it's Gwenid Battlestar.
Right, Gwenid Battlestar. Very interesting name. I'm Chaz.
Thank you.
Officially Chazmere, but you can call me Chaz.
That's a really cool name.
Thank you. I would say I chose it myself, but obviously I didn't.
Do you work here?
Point of order. Actually, elves do choose their names, even drow, when they become adults, I would think.
Interesting.
Elves have a child name, and then when they reach maturity at about 100, they choose their own names. I know this has interesting implications for Sarathiel, but we'll pin that for later.
Unpack that later, yeah.
I look up at him like, do you work here?
I do. Do you have more company secrets to spill?
Oh no, you heard it.
Oh, sorry. I don't mean to make fun. It's so easy.
I'm just an intern. And somebody told me I should network, but I don't really know what it means. So I was just trying to talk to people, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where oh god. Oh. Do you think they're gonna kill me? They seem really serious.
Kill you? Oh no. Oh, Gwenid, kill you for talking to the catering staff. Oh no. They wouldn't do that.
Is that it? Okay, I wasn't sure where you were going with that, so...
Now, the bards, they would kill you for talking to the bards.
Mainly because the bards would,
They would gossip, yeah.
I feel like they've actually picked very specific bards for this. Like, despite the fact that they are all playing Wonderwall,
Right.
They did pick ones that will either respond very well to memory modification or who are already quasi-employed for APTAP. Maybe that's why they're all playing Wonderwall, because they're not really great bards.
Speaking of bards, do you want to go over there and talk to them? Because I'm kind of sick of Wonderwall for the 6th time.
Are you? Oh, I think it's great. Especially from that one guy. He's really good. Did you see his hands?
I did not. You'll have to be more specific. Which one?
I covertly just sort of point my head. You know what I mean? Where you're doing the head twist thing, but it's obvious. You can't tell who I'm pointing to. I'm that one.
Right. Yes. Hands. Very, very interesting.
Anyway, I don't know. Okay, you think I'm not gonna get killed, right? They're not gonna banish me to another plane of existence, because my dad would be really upset if I never came home.
Oh, that's so cute. Chaz is about to tease you, and then as soon as he said that, he's just oh no, of course they wouldn't. Obviously, you're here. If you're an intern, as you say, you're here for a reason. They want you. You have skills.
See, I thought that at first, but then I don't really do anything. So I don't really know why I'm here, to be honest with you. I mostly just get a lot of coffee. I can do magic, and I do a little illusion, a little flame. See, I can do magic.
Chaz just does a little golf clap, ooh.
Oh no, he's falling in love with you because you're paying attention to him, and nobody pays attention to him.
Chaz is also oh, I don't do anything around here either, really. I just make armor and also look at scenery, and he's already not looking at you, he's looking at the boy.
I was gonna say, there's a Chiron that appears on the screen, the scenery, and it shows Sarathiel.
He's it's really nice around here, the scenery.
He's still reclining against the tree, very, hands behind his head, looking great.
It is really nice scenery. Yeah, it's a really cool courtyard. I'm looking around, totally missing Sarathiel.
And Chaz turns back at you and is oh, I was specifically talking about the boy, gestures to Sarathiel.
I think I look at the boy and I haven't seen him because I wasn't really looking super hard. I was in a panic, and for the first time, and my jaw just drops.
Sarathiel has not noticed. I think he might be falling asleep, actually.
Who's that? Do you know who that is?
What I'm imagining is a lot of people at APTAP have vague knowledge about the boy. They don't know a lot about, exactly what's going on with the boy, but they do know about him, and it's pretty common for folks to sneak down to watch him training in the training cell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, some entertainment there. But I don't know if you guys have actually met. I'll leave that character decision up to you two.
I know that one thing, the crux of when they first really knew each other was when Chasmere gave him God Eater. I have it in my inventory, but obviously I'm not going to use it until the timeline is set up that he has it now. So I guess it depends. I don't know. He's been living here his whole life, and Chaz has been working here for how many years?
A couple of years.
APTAP has been here for about 50 years.
There's a big asterisk next to that, though. What even is time?
50 years is when they established their Silvery Moon HQ. APTAP was actually founded in 1539, but our campaign is taking place in 1389. So, a little bit of time, wibbly-wobbly, yeah, it's fine. I'm sure nothing important happens.
So, I feel if Sarathiel has spent his entire life here, and Chasmere is a veteran employee, I feel they would have at least talked a little bit. And maybe Chasmere gave him the sword as an attempt to seduce him.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna spill wine over more people.
Back to Gwyneth's question, it's just we call him the boy.
Is that his real name?
Yes, that's his real name.
It is not his real name, but we call him that.
Okay. Yeah, no, that, in context, I suppose that makes a lot more sense, yeah.
People would definitely call him the boy. He would answer to the boy. If someone said, hey, boy, he would look at them and say, yes.
What does he do here?
Good question.
You were talking about networking. Let's go talk to him.
Oh, God.
And
oh, God.
He, grabs Gwen and, let's go.
No. I said, quietly as we get closer, no.
Question for context. Where's Vernon in this? Is he near the boy? Is he at the snack table?
I think he's you can see on the map, Tessa, there's that cluster of trees on the lower left. I feel like he's around there. So at one of the tables near there, Sarathiel's probably under one of those trees. And so he's nearby, but he's not, right there.
If he speaks, he would be able to reach Vernon without, shouting or anything. Yeah, he is reclining against the trunk of the tree, hands behind his head. He looks like he was about to fall asleep, or elves don't sleep. like, have a nice little restful day, and then he hears you two approach, and he opens his eyes and stares at you in just, like, perfect confusion.
Just elevator music.
Just nothing, just, like, the wind echoing through his head.
Yeah, Chaz is like, oh, sorry to interrupt your nap.
I don't sleep. I am an elf, so as if you didn't know that, like as if you are not an elf.
I know, right? And then Chaz just looks at Gwen and is like, I am also an elf, although a different kind. He's so funny, isn't he?
Wait, I remember you. You're the one that made me that sword.
Yes, I am the one who made me the sword. I make a lot of swords, but yours was extra shiny.
I like it.
Good, good, good. How does it feel in your hands?
Metallic.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad it feels metallic. I do work with a lot of metal. Anyway, I brought a new friend over.
No.
Hello?
Hello. I can do magic, and I conjure a flame.
I'm gonna have you do a check.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think this is gonna be a charisma save because you're performing, but you're flustered.
In fairness, I don't think Sarathiel's DC would be very high. He's very easy to impress.
No, so I was thinking more like if it was really low, you were gonna set something on fire doing this.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
But you're fine. You passed.
Okay, I do successfully conjure a flame. It's not super impressive, but
Gwen.
Yep, that put it out. And I just look kind of like pleadingly at like Chaz, who's now they got me into this situation, but I'm still also kind of like, please save me.
Right. And then Chaz just like casually puts an arm around you like, you forgot to introduce yourself.
I forgot to introduce myself. Yes, I am Gwynedd Battlestar.
Hi.
What's your name?
Sarathiel.
That's a cool name.
If you say so.
Do you say that to all elves, Gwynedd? Are you flirting?
I don't flirt. I've never flirted in my life before. I don't know why I'm bright red, just like the most red. Never once have I ever flirted. Why would you even say that? And I'm like pushing at you like ineffectively.
Chaz is like, because I literally saw you talking to the bard, but okay.
I don't even know what flirting is. That's what a weird thing to say, honestly. Why are you flirting? You stop flirting.
He says, I'm not allowed to flirt, just out of nowhere.
What?
He is not allowed to flirt, Gwynedd. Didn't you know that?
No, I heard him. I don't understand.
People get mad at me when I flirt.
Who gets mad at... I'm looking at Chaz, just like, you brought me into this weird situation with this strange person.
Get mad at you? Well, could you give an example? Why would they get mad?
Well, last time I tried, it started a fight. Part of the laboratory burned down and didn't go so well.
What?
Out of character, that's why Gwen was brought in to clean up after that, and that didn't really go so well.
Oh, that fire!
Was it... Wait, the recent fire? The one with the...
The one in the artificing ring.
That was really burned. That was... Did you do that?
Well, no. All I did was flirt with one of the interns, and it started a fight, and then something hit another thing, and long story short, most of the wing burned down.
I helped burn it down a little bit more. Not on purpose.
Chaz is like, oh!
It was an accident, but it's, there was just, embers around. It's not my fault. He like crosses his arm defensively.
He says, okay. Anyway, that's why I'm not allowed to flirt anymore.
Just tragic. Good thing I have doubles of everything, so even though you did burn down most of the lab, it's fine. I have stuff that didn't get damaged. Yay.
There's an auxiliary building, it's okay.
Chaz is also the type who has doubles of everything too, so he's like, oh, it doesn't matter, you can destroy it, I can make more.
He says, Gwynedd Battlestar is kind of a long name. Can I call you Gwen? Great, thanks.
Oh, too slow, sorry, Gwen.
Oh, no, that's what my dad calls me.
Now it's what we'll call you, sorry.
Have you considered calling me Battlestar instead? That's not that bad.
That's even more syllables than Gwynedd.
What about battle or star?
Yeah, how about Gwen?
Yeah, unfortunately, battle is a word that appears too often considering our line of work, and star, it depends.
Wait, have you fought in a battle?
I make armor, yes. I kind of specialize in it.
You make it, but do you, go out into the, have you killed someone? He's, got, the big starry eyes.
That is a very interesting question, and in fact, this whole time, Chaz has been very chatty and amicable, and now he is not. He's not on purpose.
That just, shuts me down completely. I just sort of, look at you and I'm like, I have ventured into bad territory. I'm so sorry.
It just passes over. He's like, anyway, what a lovely party. Do you like my hat?
It's a very good hat. It probably would look better with less wine on it, but that's my fault. So, that's on me.
It adds an interesting color to it. It was already floppy anyway. I love floppy hats. The bigger, the better.
Sarathiel stands up. He looks to Viernan, who he had not even acknowledged up until this point. And he says, I'm going to go get something from the snack bar.
Okay, go ahead.
He turns and he walks past.
Chaz is like, you are the snack!
I don't know what that means.
Don't say that out loud.
When he doesn't understand.
That's rude.
I can say,
Chaz.
yes.
Chaz.
Yes, Viernan.
That's not the point. You remember what we said?
But have you seen him? Have you looked at him? I mean, you do, obviously, every day. Look at him.
Have you ever considered maybe not just treating people as objects?
That's very rude of you to assume. Of course I have. Look, I already made a new friend. Gestures to Gwen. Look, see?
I'm backing away awkwardly. As soon as this started, I was just like, let's just see if I can just sidle my way out of frame here.
Quickly though, Kay, at this point, have Viernan and Chaz had a history or no? Because I always imagine them having like a one-night stand and like,
yeah, I feel like probably at this point, yeah, probably.
Because Chaz is the resident flirt.
At this point, he just sort of does that really stupid thing where he like does the finger walk up Viernan's shoulder. He's like, you're always so uptight.
Viernan just rolls his eyes and flicks your hand off his shoulder.
Right, I get it. Boundaries.
Viernan turns over toward Gwen. You're a new face. You relatively new here?
Yes, I'm a student.
Oh, at the conclave.
Yes, that is what I do. Also, I embarrass myself in front of the catering staff, and I spill wine on people. And I do magic. I did do another flame.
A one-trick pony. Every time he's like, yeah, I can do fire.
All right, you got to roll that again.
Oh no.
Okay, it's actually very impressive. I think it is much more impressive than last time. Last time it was just like a few sparks. This time it's like a little like tiny inferno in your hand.
Now that the Adonis is out of eyesight. But speaking of which, Sarathiel comes back and he's got like a plate of like I feel like mini cupcakes or like not like homemade mini, but like store-bought mini cupcakes with like the factory frosting. He's got some of those and like something to drink, and he hands Viernan a little mini cupcake.
Thank you.
He sits down next to Viernan and he says, "Oh, you're both still here." He doesn't sound disappointed. He doesn't sound anything.
So we are. We were just talking to Viernan. He loves talking to us, don't you?
He turns to Gwen again.
Oh, rude, V. Real rude.
I feel like Gwen is just like, he's got like the big open eyes where he's very scared, and he's just sort of like looking between everyone else frantically, just being like, what is going on?
Viernan can tell that, and he just kind of gestures for you to take a seat if you want to.
I do, but it's like awkward.
You're like sitting on the edge of it like, oh god.
Yeah, I'm gonna run at any minute now.
What are you studying over at the conclave? I went there when I was younger.
I'm a conjuration mage. I'm gonna learn to make like storms and like summon demons and go to other planes. Oh, it's so exciting.
That is exciting.
I can already do this thing. Okay, I have this thing where I can turn like a whole area into just like oil, and it's like slippery. I did it one time at school and they got really upset at me, but it's so cool.
Can't imagine why they'd be upset.
I don't know why either. He looks at you with very earnest eyes.
And Chaz is just like looking at Viernan like, oh no, he's an idiot. I love him.
And Viernan's just like, okay, another one that I have to keep an eye on.
I'm working on this spell. Oh, it's gonna be so cool. It's the whole point is you make this big 20-foot cloud of like smelly gas. Oh, it's gonna be amazing when it's finished. You can't wait to show you guys.
Quick question.
Oh gods.
Yes.
Why smelly gas?
Why not?
Okay, so you just want everyone to smell terrible for magic reasons?
Well, no, I'm not trying to put people in the gas. I just want to conjure gas out of nowhere. It's like have you heard the theory behind conjuration? It's like you're like summoning like life from nothing. It's like one of the coolest things. I don't know the technical. Let's just say he starts rattling on like incessantly technical details.
And Chaz is like listening very intently and nodding, and he's like, yes, but if somebody walks into the field, they're going to smell terrible.
Smelly doesn't imply bad smell necessarily. It could be, smelly like flowers.
Chaz brightens up.
That's not how the spell works, Viernan.
The description is literally yellow nauseating gas, but
Oh, gross.
I was trying to give you an out there, but okay.
But at the mention of flowers, though, Chaz sort of perks up at the mention of flowers, like, oh, can you do that? Can you make it smell like flowers?
I mean, maybe? In theory. I'm like, wait a minute. And I get like a notebook out and I start like writing down like equations. I carry the 1 and then I do the, okay, wait. And then the square root. Yeah. Maybe?
So Gwen, as you start scribbling in your notebook, Sarathiel looks down at your writing and he says, "That's ridiculous. All the words are upside down."
I stop, just like dead. And I get him, and then I look at Chaz, like, is he joking?
No, he is absolutely not joking.
No, oh, Gwen, he does not know how to joke.
My hint is 6, baby.
Chaz just shakes his head sadly, like, no.
I turned the notebook, and I'm like, see, it's right side up now.
Well, now they're all in numbers. You can't read numbers. That's ridiculous.
Okay. I closed the notebook. Okay.
Chaz tries to divert this. He's like, anyway, so I love flowers, don't I? And actually...
Did you just ask yourself a question that you were going to answer? Don't I love flowers? That's the most narcissistic thing I've ever heard. I'm going to start doing it in conversation.
But anyway, he's got this... His hat is so large that, like, actually you didn't even notice, but he's just like, I love flowers, and he taps his hat, and a dragon made out of gears wakes up, starts flying around, stretches her wings, and he's like, isn't that right, Lotus?
Has Sarathiel seen Lotus before?
Definitely. As soon as he made her, he would have been like, look, I made something, it's alive!
Lotus has probably been, like, around the artificer's shop and stuff, so like...
that's why he has the floppy hat.
That's really cool. I'm, like, getting up really close. Can I touch it? I'm, like, following it around.
If you put out your hand, like, she's gonna, like, boop it with her little
I'm gonna
nose.
do it.
Right. Chaz is like, yeah, go for it.
Oh, I die of cuteness. You made this?
I did! She's my pride and joy. And also, it's a bonus. She's just adorable.
So cute. I'm, like, trying to, like, get her to, like, hop on my hand. As I'm, like, leaning over, I'm like, does she breathe fire?
Chaz is, yes, of course she does. She's a dragon.
I'm sorry, you're right. That was a dumb question. I can't believe I asked.
No, it's fine. I can modify her, though. If there's anything else you want her to breathe, that would be interesting.
Oh, she could breathe stinky gas.
Oh, no, I shouldn't have asked you. Bad idea. I regret it. I'm so sorry.
It's so cool, though. Have you considered? Just think.
She could always breathe sparks. Lightning.
Oh, you are so right. He sort of, like, shoulder bumps Viernan, like, oh.
Don't like that tone. Thanks for the reminder.
I'm just saying, Viernan knows me so well, and you didn't notice before, but actually on Chaz's hand, he's got, like, a ring in the shape of a lightning bolt, and he's like, I do lightning!
You what?
I do lightning. I can't show you right now because there's a lot of people and...
Appreciate that. I don't want to do the paperwork.
Right, I don't want to hurt anybody, but I modified it so that when I tap the ring, it becomes a whip.
I'm, like, fascinated. I'm, like looking over. I'm just like, how does it do that? Can you just, like, where does it come from? What kind of, like, is it from another plane?
Well, I enchanted the metal, so the all of the electricity is stored in the ring, and when I need it, then I can press the button, and then it changes form into a lightning whip.
Your hand. I've got, like, your hand in mine, and I'm just, like looking at the ring, trying to, like, do stuff with it. I'm, like, 5 seconds from pressing the button, just, like, as a heads up.
Oh, no, be careful. You might electrocute your eyes.
That's okay, we can get new ones.
Viernan leans over toward Chaz and is like, maybe you should, tie that to your biometrics.
Chaz is already not like, yeah, that's a good idea. We'll only unlock with my fingerprint. Got it.
All right, everybody roll me a perception check.
I didn't stack perception.
Sarathiel actually has proficiency in perception, which is absolutely... I think that comes from him being an elf.
That's funny, though.
Starting out good.
There is a reason we are called Crit Fail Club.
Well, and in fairness, he's definitely not listening to this conversation. It's like, it's too complex. It's just, so he's like looking at things that are not this conversation.
Right. He's like, I can't.
Okay. I was not anticipating the boy being the one that
Perception is based on wisdom, not intelligence, which is the only reason he's got a +4.
True. So, you didn't really see it all that clearly, but you did see something move toward the food tables. It was kind of low, kind of smallish. Not quite sure what it was.
Trying to decide how intellectually curious the boy is about this. Like, in general, not... Well, I mean, he's curious, but he's stupid. No, I think he... Like I don't want to be that bitch, but he just kind of stand up and walk over. Like, he's not involved in this conversation. Like, it's way too complicated. So yeah, he just, he stands up and he just, like, he leaves. He doesn't say anything. He just stands up and leaves.
At least we weren't, like, in the middle of the conversation with them.
I
As he does that, though, like, because he's, like, so handsome, I feel like every time he does something, stops the room. Yeah, you just, like, stop mid-sentence and just stare at him.
So yeah, he just walks over to the snack table just looking for it.
Okay. You think you saw something climb underneath the tablecloth? Like, all the tables are draped.
Like on the table underneath the table? So it's like a lump under the tablecloth?
No. So it's toward the ground.
Yeah, he'll just straight up duck and, like, pull the tablecloth up and look under. He's operating with a 6 base int score. Like, I don't know what you were expecting.
Nope, but you've definitely caught Viernan's attention now. What you looking for, Sarathiel? Make a dexterity save.
Oh, it's a dirty 20.
Nice. So you definitely miss this. You don't really see it as it goes whirring past you, but it does not hit you. But now the rest of you see what looks like a disembodied hand.
Oh my god, my D&D sense. Like, Sarathiel would absolutely not know this, but, like, I know what a disembodied hand is in D&D lore, and oh my god, we have to get that thing.
I look at it and I'm like, the fuck is that? Is somebody using mage hand right now? Stop that. Okay, I can actually do this now because I stacked int.
Now that we're all noticing, so it's in plain view now, right, DM? Everyone can see it?
Oh yes, it's in plain view.
Can I roll an Arcana check? Oh god. This is not going well today.
You're just too startled. It's okay. The pressure is on and all book knowledge flees Gwen's head.
Yeah, that's fair.
Makes sense. I could do Arcana. Damn.
2 8s!
We're doing great.
So I guess Sarathiel says, what in the 9 hells is that?
That's a crawling claw.
I have my sword.
Get it!
It just looks like someone's playing a game. I'm, like, looking around trying to see if somebody's casting mage hand. Because, like, that's my experience with spectral hands, is, like, somebody's just, like, playing a fucking prank.
Who the hell let that thing out?
Chaz is trying to get people. He's like, all right, people, all right, picnic is over, everyone. Scoot, scoot, scoot.
Let's roll initiative. You don't want to go first?
No, I don't know what I'm doing.
Viernan said, get it.
Oh, damn. I was going to cast my counter mage hand, but you can't use it to attack
Also,
anyone.
it's not a mage hand.
Right, exactly. But that's what he thinks it is. He rolled an 8.
Is it spectral, or is it, like, it actually
No,
has
it's physical.
a form? Okay. Aw, it just wants a friend.
Oh man, if you knew the lore behind this.
He's like, you know the protocol, everyone evacuate, blah, blah, blah.
Viernan goes first. He says, get it. And because he has a brain cell, he's going to look around for something that he could maybe use to trap this thing. And he's going to find a box that the caterers had, dumps everything out of it, and is going to dive and try to catch the thing. This is going to be funny. He has a +0.
Oh, it goes really well.
Yep, he misses by a mile. But at least now, Gwen, you have an idea of, hey, maybe find a box.
I'm gonna do better than that.
Uh-oh.
He's gonna solve his problems with magic, isn't he?
This is about to be a disaster, by the way. I'm sorry, y'all, but this is what happens when you give an intern magic. I'm gonna cast Web.
Oh my god, I love this.
It's a 20-foot cube.
Oh my god, it's a tiny hand! It's a hand!
Yep. But I believe all of my problems can be solved by big magic, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So basically, I can cast it. It's a 20-foot cube as long as it's anchored between 2 solid masses, which I'm assuming is just going to be the walls.
Yep.
It ends at the start of my next turn. Each creature that starts a turn in the webs or enters them during its turn must make a dex save. On a failed save, the creature is restrained as long as it remains in the web or breaks free.
Okay, well at least Viernan has a +5 on that.
I'm gonna do it. I look very enthusiastic about this. Like, I'm so excited. This is the first time I've ever got to cast this in, like, a practical manner. No, wait, I've got it! And I cast it.
A 20-foot cube.
It's a 20-foot cube of webbing.
Oh, Viernan's fine. But what about the claw?
Yeah, Viernan was fine. The claw is...
Good try!
It's so small that it managed to avoid it.
So you create this enormous 20-foot wide web. Viernan scrambles out of the way, and the claw does too. So now there's just a giant web, just in the middle of the courtyard.
Probably blocking an exit,
oh, yeah,
too.
100%. And I'm like, shoot.
A for effort.
That might have not been quite as good of an idea as I thought. Your turn!
Actually, it's the claw's turn.
Oh, shit.
Viernan is still closest to it, so it's gonna try to attack. Alright, it hits him. This is great.
DM is getting defeated by her own characters.
Love this. Alright, 5 slashing damage. Awesome.
I love the image of Viernan, like, rolling on the ground next to a giant useless web, while a hand just attaches itself to his face.
Throw it in the web!
Gotta get it off first!
Not that I'm saying your ideas are bad. It just didn't quite work this time.
I am. I'm saying his ideas are bad.
Sarathiel, you are being very mean.
This was a bad idea.
I thought it would have been a great idea if it had worked.
It's a 20-foot long webbing.
Yes, exactly.
It's a hand.
Yes.
You could have gone for a cake box and never mind.
It's Chaz's turn.
It is my turn. Amazing.
Viernan has a claw on his face, and he's quite upset about this and is close to staggering back into the web.
And Chaz is like, it's not a good look on you. I'm sorry, V, it's just not. It's on his face, though, so, oof.
Fuck.
I'm not gonna do the whip then, because I'm very afraid.
Yeah, please no.
Let's do frostbite on it. The hand has to make a con saving throw.
So this is a targeted attack?
Yeah, one creature you can see within range. I can see the thing, yeah.
Alright, so what does it do?
Con save versus his spell save DC. 18 probably beats it.
Yep, it does. It sure does. It's fine. It's failed save, it takes 1d6 cold damage and has disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes.
I mean, that's good, because it's on Viernan's face.
It takes 1 point of ice damage.
A singular damage of cold.
Then Chaz is like, I got it. I hit it, at least.
The good news is it only has one more hit point, but you hear a sudden screeching from one of the other artificers. Don't kill it! That's my research!
But why did you let it out?
I didn't!
Well, get it off his face!
Honestly.
It is Sarathiel's turn.
Sarathiel is going to do what you assholes should have done and go over to his handler and try to get the claw off his face.
Thank you!
I'm not going close to the claw.
Yeah, also, Chaz also has -1. He doesn't have his armor on. Well, I mean...
This would be a grapple check. They get to make their own strength athletics check to outmuscle you, or they can try to get away with a dex acrobatics check. There we go. That's the boy. So he's got a firm grasp of this. He's holding hands. Oh my god!
You get it off. Thank goodness.
Can throw it in the web.
Viernan goes and grabs the box that he had dropped and has Sarathiel help him get it into the box.
Sarathiel manages to slam the lid shut, and I think his first instinct is to ask Viernan, are you alright?
I'll be fine. What moron is studying this?
Yeah, Chaz is already like turning on his heel. I can't believe that you would let your research out. What were you thinking?
I didn't.
Okay, then how did it get out?
It must have been the fairy dragon again, a stupid little prankster. So there's a fairy dragon at APTAP, and
of course there is.
I mean, they just kind of acquire all sorts of people and critters, and so this one decided you guys were okay, and it was entertained by you. So it just kind of hangs around the artificer's office and sometimes causes trouble, like apparently today.
Sarathiel, being the strong boy of the group, I feel like takes the box and keeps it wrestled close, and he heads over to the researcher, and he just sort of very surly, just shoves it at him, do a better job of keeping this thing contained.
I'm sorry.
Be nice.
God, it wasn't didn't mean to.
It's not your fault. They're there. It also ate my notes once. Which is fine, because I memorized them, because I can do that, but it's okay.
Sarathiel goes over and checks out the scratch on Viernan's face.
I'll be fine. It's more worried about it getting infected, but I'm fine.
Should I kiss it to make it better, V?
And introduce more bacteria? No thanks.
Ooh, rude. Rude. He's just looks at Gwen like he's rude. Unbelievable. Can't believe I slept with him. I'd do it again, though.
I avoid eye contact fiercely. Don't want to hear about y'all's sexual exploits. I mean, I do, but I really don't.
Anyway, we should probably get this cleaned up.
Behind us, the web collapses because it only lasts one turn.
I was like, we should get this cleaned. Oh, okay, it's done.
Now there's just a pile of sticky webbing on the ground.
Yeah, there's just a pile of sticky webbing on the ground.
Oh, God.
Delightful.
Gotta clean up after you again.
I actually think that the way the spell works is that it disappears entirely. That's what it seems like it says, but I like it better that it's on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, I am gonna make a house rule that stuff like this is gonna linger. Because you're not that great at it yet. You're still in school.
I think I look very sadly at it, and I look back at everyone else, and I'm like, I'm gonna be responsible for cleaning that, aren't I?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you are. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get the broom. And I sort of trudge off. I mean, he is the intern, so.
I love the idea, though, of him big magic will solve problems.
And then it doesn't.
Hey everyone, Val here. Thank you for tuning in to the first episode of our new season, Restoration. We're excited to share this new story with all of you as we shake up the roles on the show. As you might have figured out by now, Tessa is a player character in this arc, and I'm DMing. If you can't wait to hear what happens next, check out our Discord server for episodes in pre-release, or listen in live as we record. You can join us by going to bit.ly/cfcdiscord. For more information on the show, character biographies, and links to social media, head to our website, critfail.club or critfailclub.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. We don't advertise at all, so if you like what you hear, tell a friend who might also enjoy the show, post on social media about it, or leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Full episodes are available on our YouTube channel, bit.ly/cfcchannel, or other major podcast platforms.